Hola, mi gente bella. I am so excited to be here with you all. It is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we all know that it should be every day because it actually is. We should celebrate ourselves and our cultura todos los días de nuestras vidas. So I'm so excited. There was a group of us that got together here in Harrisburg, Central PA, where I live. Amazing, talented, creative entrepreneurs. And with the support of the young professionals of color in the area, we were able to create 8 new events that'll be coming up this month. We already had our first Café con Pan. I cannot wait for us to share more. So before I get too excited about sharing all the events that are happening in Central PA, I want to talk about the events in the sky, okay? Because that's why we're here today. This is why we're having esta conversación. And I want to talk a little bit about the full moon, the eclipse in Pisces. So I took some notes. And I don't know about y'all, but I have there's been I've been calling my friends this morning, like, don't you feel something weird in the air? Hay algo raro en el aire. There's something weird in the air. And of course, there was another assassination attempt because that's when I'm recording this right now. And so there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on that we're not talking about. There's a lot going on that we are talking about. But this lunar eclipse in Pisces is also bringing with it huge, huge changes. Huge changes. So we're going to get into it because I was like, well, that's happening tomorrow. Today's the 16th. My hubby's birthday. So shout out to mi marido. Love you, Ilhan. And then I'm going to get into it now because otherwise I'll have a whole episode where I just do shout outs. So we're talking about the lunar eclipse in Pisces and Pisces. What does it all mean, right? And how does it affect us? Well, the eclipse season is here, mi gente hermosa. It's time to embrace the unknown, to embrace changes. You thought you knew your friends and your people. Well, maybe things will shift. Not trying to scare you, but sometimes, friendships do go through changes, transformations as we change, and things shift. Our relationships shift, our work shifts. It's okay because the only thing we can count on in this life, en esta vida, is change, is cambio. So this eclipse season is upon us, and really it's ready for us. It's time for us to embrace the unknown and to be prepared for it. One of the best ways I found to be prepared for the unknown is to have really good routines, that's very Virgo, of course, the opposite of Pisces, to have very good routines, breath work, stretching, breathing, taking a walk, meditation, cleansing. Like cleansing and clearing are like my big, big ones, right? Today's Monday, beginning of the week, and it is September 16th, 2024. The eclipse is happening tomorrow, but today is el día, it's the opening day. So I'm going to be cleansing my house, saging my house, lighting some candles, and really focusing in on my prayers and my affirmations and my requests from the spirit realm, right, for this changing time, for this time of the unknown. So I invite you all to cleanse your house this Monday, to ask that your roads may be opened, to call in your well and wise ancestors, to call in your own spirit, your own energy, and do a little check-in. Like, where are you at right now, right before all the changes come in? What changes have you been avoiding? And what changes are you kind of prepared for? Because ready or not, here they come. So the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is tomorrow, September 17, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So this event is really kicking off the whole new cycle of eclipses that will be happening in Pisces and Virgo. I'm going to talk more about Pisces and Virgo in the section of your birth chart that has Pisces and Virgo. So for me, it's my home and my career. So hopefully good positive changes are coming. Now, these eclipses that are being set off in the sign of Pisces and set off in the sign of Virgo are going to last until August 2026. So you heard me right. A lot of changes for those who have the sun in Pisces and the sun in Virgo, or anybody who has the rising, the moon, big planets, actually not the big planets, the personal planets, or at least big to us. We're going to be experiencing big changes. I have the North Node in Pisces and several planets in Virgo. So I expect there are going to be big changes. Hopefully, they're the big changes that I want, right? Like TV Land calling me in to do a segment or something like that. Positive things, another book deal offer, things that I've been working for. Of course, not all changes are changes that our ego likes, but in the end, we hope that our spirit is open to receive the lessons, to receive the invitation in which we're being invited to be more of ourselves. So Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac, right? And because it's the final sign, right, it actually encapsulates, it holds all of the other signs preceding it, right? So it has all of the energy of Aries and Taurus and Cancer and Gemini and Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Leo, all of it, right? Aquarius, Capricorn, all of the signs before it. And Pisces carries all of that within it. Okay. So here is where we learn acceptance. We learn boundaries because Pisces is a water sign where we could lose ourselves in the bliss of pleasure or escapism or film or poetry or the arts. But then we have to remember, oh, I'm also an individual. We're connected to the whole. We're one with all that is, but we also are in a particular body, mind, body, spirit, and an identity, right? Living a particular life that's inviting us into our hopefully greatest, most deepest lessons and awarenesses and gifts. Now, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, this benefic planet, this planet of expansion and positive energy. So, since Jupiter rules Pisces, whatever Pisces is rolling in, like if it's all about art, it's going to expand that. If you're in like denial and like, I don't want to see reality, Jupiter's going to expand that. So, it's really important if you are a sun in Pisces to really look at your life honestly, not with rose-colored glasses, not the way you want it to be, especially your relationship with other people. Because a lot of Pisces are so beautiful, so awesome, so spiritual, so creative, that they will only focus on the light within other people and not look at the reality and the truth. And look, I'm a Taurus, I've got North Node in Pisces. I am someone that I make my living by seeing the light in people, right? And helping them release everything that is not them and to really flow into the energy of their highest selves, right? And to heal and integrate. And that's also backfired on me at times because I focus so much on the light in people that even though all the Virgo in me is like, girl, pay attention, pay attention. I'm like, no, no quiero, no quiero. But eclipses do this to us. And suddenly we've got to look at the truth. And so if you are a Pisces, take a moment, maybe even make a list of things that you're in denial of. Now you may say, Vanessa, that doesn't make sense. How am I going to make a list of things I'm in denial of if I'm in denial of it? Look, vamos a hablar la verdad. Let's speak the truth, okay? Even if we're in denial of something, there's some little part of us that knows. So tap into that little part and really allow yourself to kind of like face it on your own. So then when the eclipse season comes in, it's less harsh. That's just some fair warning, right? I've had to do that with myself when the eclipses were all about Taurus and Scorpio, right? I looked at my own spaces where I wasn't facing certain things or looking at the truth. So Jupiter, the ruling planet of Pisces, is about compassion, belief, spirituality. It's about the light. It's about union. It's about benefic energy, positive energy. It also is about expanding whatever exists. So one of Pisces' most important lessons, spiritual lessons in this life, is that every life is sacred, every life has magic, everybody is deserving of love, care, nurturing, kindness, dreams, art, right? And that together we can do it. But the other side, the Virgo side, can help Pisces. It's like, yeah, we're all one and we all deserve this. And let me look at the truth. Let me have discernment. Discernment, being able to look at reality and being able to tell what's true or not lying to ourselves. Also, I feel that a lot of Pisces or people who are healers or empaths, we feel really bad if we do not trust in the light of other people. But the thing is, look, if they've smacked you once, smacked you twice, smacked you three times, I mean, you can think about the light all you want, but just don't give them the opportunities to harm you anymore. Okay. And this is a big deal because I've seen it so much in my practice. As you all know, I'm an astrologer. If you are listening to this episode and you want to do a session, usually I'm 275 for the astrology, the natal chart and or business chart. But if you're listening to this and you reach out to me, I can do it for 197. So that will be my special offer for the people who are listening. Okay. I just want to drop in there. All right, so lunar eclipses typically bring changes, profound moments of change, awakenings, deep realizations where we can no longer lie to ourselves, right? Where we can no longer look the other way. So lunar eclipses, they bring these moments of change where we remember that we're all interconnected And we also remember to use our voice and stand up for ourselves. Stand up for ourselves in terms of what we know is right, Virgo, and stand up for what we believe in and what we're dreaming about, which is so Pisces. And so, there's no need to fear. I could say that the eclipse seasons have really brought me into deeper realities of myself, to face parts of myself that still needed healing. So, but they also bring you sudden change. If you've been working really hard on something and feel like that there's been no movement forward, suddenly this eclipse can be like, wak, wakata, right? And suddenly you have a shift, an offer, there's a new job, things are moving forward for you. So eclipses also typically happen with an ending of sorts, right? We travel through the last sign, which is the Pisces, or whatever other sign that the eclipse is in, and we're entering like a final part of the cycle. So since we're in Pisces and it's symbolized by the two fish swimming in opposite directions, Pisces is a sign that really knows all about grief and pain and joy and love all at the same time. So this lunar eclipse may both expand our heart, expand our joy, and also maybe bring up some grief, all in the same instance. So be prepared. And that's why I was saying earlier when we first began to have your practices that are solidly in the cleansing and clearing of my house, the honoring, the giving gratitude, the communing with nature, taking a sacred bath. And when I mean sacred bath, it's not like I boil all the herbs and like pray over them, for 2 semanas before I do it. Sometimes it's just getting into that water and giving thanks, and just that's it. Pura agua. Water is enough. You want to do herbs, you want to do flowers, you want to boil a specific bath, let it cool, and then use it. That is all beautiful. But also, let's not remember la magia, the magic, and just the purity of the elements of wind, of earth, of water, of breath. We are already equipped to tap into that which can heal us within ourselves without going extra. Extra's fabulous, extra's great, but we have what we need. Okay. Now, change is inevitable. And so Pisces is going to teach us to surrender to it. So when is this happening exactly? I said earlier that it's tomorrow, September 17, 10:35 p.m., right in the evening here, Eastern Standard Time. And so the events surrounding this eclipse will most likely connect you to whatever unfolded in your life during September of 2016. Right? Because the last lunar eclipse in Pisces was, I think, September 16, 2016, right? And so if you think back, let's breathe in. That's like 8 years ago. Wow. Where was I 8 years ago? I was still in New York City, planning on moving in with my current husband. And it was his birthday. And so where were you September 16 in 2016? So let's just close our eyes for a moment, take that breath in. Where was I September 16 of 2016? And if you don't know exactly that date, but just September 2016. And then breathe in and just like take in, like, how far have you come? What lessons have we learned in the last 8 years? And just breathing that in and asking that within minutes, hours, and days, we're going to receive this inner knowing that we're already carrying within. Then gently opening our eyes. Now, this is a really good journal practice or a journal exercise to sit down and say, where was I September 16 in 2016? And really look at your life in the last 8 years, since the last lunar eclipse in Pisces till now. What have I learned about love? What have I learned about being honest? What have I learned about discernment? What have I learned about standing up for what I believe in? Very good journal questions. Now, this particular lunar eclipse is a partial lunar eclipse, right? Meaning that the Earth's shadow doesn't totally cover the moon. So the moon will appear slightly darker in the sky with a shadow covering some of it, right? So it's not going to turn like blood red hue. It's just going to cover some of it. Now, what does the lunar eclipse mean in astrology is what a lot of people ask me. The lunar eclipse happens when the sun, the earth, and the moon align in their orbits where the moon passes into the earth's shadow. That means that the earth is between the sun and moon, and as it is during any full moon, right? But because the moon is located on the same horizontal plane as the earth, it is essentially shaded from the sun by the earth. So that's what's really happening. They're all aligned. And much like a typical full moon, right? That A full moon that is also a lunar eclipse will usher in a period of transitions, endings, moments of culmination, moments of release, moments of integration. Such changes tend to feel more dramatic during a lunar eclipse because the lunar eclipse occurs when the moon's path crosses the Earth's orbit at the invisible points in the sky, known as lunar nodes, which are associated with destiny. As I was saying, my destiny node is in Pisces. I'm meant to move towards things that are like improv, spirituality, going with the flow. If you have North Node in Pisces, hit me up. Let's talk about it a little bit. Lunar eclipses are thought to speed up timelines. Okay, let's speed up our projects. Let's speed up our healing, our transformation. Right? We can't avoid the things that we're putting off, which I brought up a couple of times, because I know that we all need to hear it different ways, right? For it to really allow to really deeply penetrate, integrate our knowing. And this is for me as well, all of us, right? So people will enter or exit our lives, and situations will unfold during eclipse season that can often feel karmic. And so just breathe along with it, feel good about it, allow it to be what it is. Trust in your inner knowing and higher self during this time. Due to the unpredictable energy, eclipses are typically ill-advised for manifestation work, right? Because it's the unknown. So I would suggest that we let this eclipse season move through to end and complete things. And then as things are shifted, cleared out, released, surrendered, kind of reached its culmination, that then we can go and initiate and create and manifest and seed new work. So what can we expect? Well, this year's eclipse in Pisces is very important because it's the first eclipse in a new series, right? In Virgo and Pisces, which I said earlier. So if you go look at your chart, you can go just Google, natal chart, free natal chart online. And it could be alabe.com. There's many other places, Cafe Astrology, all these other places. And look at what house has Virgo and what house has Pisces. These are the houses that are going to be so affected now and in the next 2 years till 2026, right? This is the band of the zodiac associated with a certain feeling of perfection, Virgo, right? And Pisces is all about letting go, right? And going with the flow and fulfilling your dreams. So we go from the journey of perfectionism that is Virgo, and we need the discipline, the direction, the focus of Virgo, because Pisces is the dreamer. It's the go with the flow. We need both of them. We just don't need them at extremes. We don't want to be so Pisces that we let go of reality. We don't want to be so Virgo that we don't allow ourselves to dream. So look at where those two, Pisces and Virgo, those signs hit your chart. And when I share this, you could also have some conversation and share, letting me know how you feel it's affecting you, right? How is it affecting your Virgo house? How is it affecting your Pisces house? Let's have a conversation. So it's possible that a dream may be realized under this eclipse, but also comes the reality of what is required to continue maintaining the desire to continue building it, right? Virgo is what's going to give us the discipline to continue building something long term, right? And so the reality may come true, but remember that the dream doesn't end once we have it. Like we want to buy a house. Well, now we have to take care of it. Oh, we want to get married, meet the love of our lives. Then we do. We still have to cultivate and deal with the challenges that come with marriage. The dream doesn't end once we achieve it. Now we've got to put in the Virgo energy to take care of it, right? To have communication, to have the love, to listen to each other. So whatever dream you are dreaming into fruition and have been working on, if it comes into play and if it really becomes materialized, buena suerte, felicidades, celebrate. And then ask yourself, well, what is it going to take for me to make this sustainable, to continue this dream that has manifested at this time? The lunar eclipse is conjunct Neptune. That is the planet of illusion, compassion, imagination. As such, this eclipse may stir up feelings of creativity and romance. It's really an amazing time to nurture our creative side, right? But not so great for staying grounded in reality. So if you're someone who leans towards losing touch with reality, yeah, that's what's going to happen to us. So we must fight to have discernment and to keep our feet on the ground. The moon will kind of flow conjunct into Jupiter in Gemini, which can also amplify your emotions. Jupiter is expanding the ability to communicate through Gemini. Big, bold displays of gratitude and affection, maybe even just crying out loud. We're releasing in many different ways and feeling the joy, the grief. There's plenty of tension in the sky during this lunar eclipse, right? So make sure to engage with what you've been avoiding and allow yourself to embrace, again, that uncertainty. and know that the happy ending that you're really seeking, there's no culmination. It's really the happy journey, or the journey that's fulfilling to us. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to be happy," and happy kind of comes and goes. It's, do we have the dedication to continue taking care of our mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health, and then relishing in those moments of joy and happiness, right? And also allowing for those moments of grief and sadness and loss to coexist. We are complicated beings, but sometimes people are like, I just want to be happy all the time. I'm like, can we? And by the way, I'm a pretty upbeat person. Like, I'm super upbeat. If you know me, it's kind of how I wake up in the morning. I just kind of pop up awake, like, hey, right? So even with tremendous losses, even with tremendous stress, even with illness, it's just kind of how I'm built to like float. But beyond that, it's also what I've cultivated, right? My practices that help me feel connected to all that is. So wherever you're at, whether you're dealing with depression or anxiety, or have been struggling with your moods, etc., maybe find one routine or one thing that can help you ground. It also helps stabilize your mood and really helps you heal your nervous system. So the lunar eclipse will form a gentle and grounding connection, yay, thank God, to Uranus and Pluto, because they're the drama makers, they're the change makers. Uranus is the change maker, Pluto drags you down into the underworld so you come up changed. Thankfully, the lunar eclipse is forming a gentle connection with them. So we're not going to be like dragged deeply down, hopefully, right? But the breakthroughs are definitely around the corner. So it's really important to connect with ourselves, to maybe spend some time journaling where we were at September 16 of 2016, and to ask ourselves just point blank, what are some things that I'm avoiding? What are some things that I don't want to look at, right? Because eclipse season is here. And if we can prepare ourselves to see these truths before they kind of smack us in the face, we're going to be better off. Now, I want to say a couple of things about each of the signs, right? So if your rising is Aries or your sun is Aries, an ending is near. Okay, so this lunar eclipse is activating your 12th house of closure, of loss, of intuition, solitude. It is a completion. There is a cycle that is about to end, or letting go of patterns, habits, people, behaviors, things that we've outgrown. So Aries, know that an ending is near, and that means that something new is near too. So take care of yourself, journal, pay attention to themes, tap into, this is ending, and what has it taught me, and where do I want to go next? Where is my heart kind of guiding me to? You don't need to know exactly where you're going, because when we're in the middle of endings, we don't know yet, like the aftermath of the ending. So allow yourself to flow with it. Taurus, everything is coming together. The full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is shining on your 11th house of friendships, allies, and communities, as well as hopes and dreams for our future. Yay! So a collective here in Harrisburg is gathered. 5 creative entrepreneurs have come together to create 8 events, right? We don't even have a name, people, but it's been going so well, and it's all about friendship, allies, and community. So my horoscope is on point. If you have a sun Taurus, rising Taurus, just pay attention to this part. Things are coming together in the friendship sector. And I can say that I've had a couple of disappointments in the last 6 months around friendship, and then like new friendships have been coming in. And so just know, no matter our age, because sometimes we're like, oh, we can't make friends when we're older. Well, we can. We have to keep our hearts open, not get bitter, and allow our sense of community to shift, right? Family sometimes isn't our family, but it's like the people that we meet. And the old friends will always be old friends, but then there's also new people who are meeting us where we're at this moment. So what kind of suggestions do I have for you, Taurus? Connect to somebody on LinkedIn, connect to somebody who knows somebody to get the help that you need. Like, don't think that you have to do everything yourself. Open up your friend circle, Taurus. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. You're saying goodbye to an old life and entering uncharted territory. The lunar eclipse moves through your 10th house. Okay, yes, it is. So even though I'm a Taurus and things are coming together for me in the 11th house, it's also doing something to me in the 10th house. So anybody who has Gemini rising, hello. Anybody who has sun in Gemini, the lunar eclipse is moving through your house of accomplishment, career, and reputation. You may leave a job or professional field. You may also receive major recognition or move towards a long-term project that you're moving forward. So spend time, Gemini. I know you may not want to, but spend time looking at your long-term goals. What is your vision for the future? And do you need a new one? Cancer, the clarity you've been waiting for is here. So Cancer, you're going to be connecting to the energy of the ninth house of knowledge, of wisdom, of learning. It's important for you to speak your desires into existence. That's my advice to you, because there's really powerful energies underneath the surface, and you can tap into the power of a manifestation, even though we said we don't usually do that in eclipse. But around this time, sit down and just, what are your desires? What do you want now? Not what you wanted last year. What do you want now? Leo, investments and asking yourself, well, what am I going to do with my money, right? Like, you work really hard, you're creative, and you create this abundance. Now, what are you going to do with it? The eclipse is moving through your eighth house of shared resources, finances, also sex and power. So you may be having amazing sex, or maybe your personal relationships might be changing. But really think about where you want to invest your energy, your money. Become more aware of, is there reciprocity in your relationships? And the advice that I would give here is do some grounding work, right? Stretch, come back into your body, be just really proactive about taking care of your nervous system, because when it lights up your eighth house, it's like this unknown power. It's subconscious power, right? Like sex and power, money, joint resources, all of this stuff that can scare a lot of people. So come back into your body, soothe yourself, and then check out where you're going to invest your money next. Virgo, all right. So the lunar eclipse is landing in the seventh house of one-on-one relationships and contracts. Some relationships may have run their course, and it's time for you to decide not to self-sacrifice anymore, to step away from the habit of placing yourself last, to really honor yourself, place yourself first, and take care of yourself, because new opportunities are on their way. I love it. Libra, stop giving yourself a difficult time. Right, I think you're so demanding of yourself. I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do it this way and it has to look this way. The lunar eclipse is illuminating your sixth house of duty, routine, right, and well-being. So just let go of something that's too much of an obligation. I know you don't like to do that, but it's okay. Get the help that you need. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're really freaking amazing. You're beautiful doing it. And things take time, and sometimes they take longer than we want it to. So come back to basics, to routine, to your habits, to your well-being. Set a boundary, and don't make it a habit of going overboard a lot for people. I know you love to be kind, but just check in with yourself, okay? So you don't get taken advantage of. Scorpio, you're going to be feeling gratitude because Scorpio is in your fifth house. Pleasure, creativity, romance, passion, fun times. Take a short trip, have some fun, develop a creative idea, continue a creative idea. The suggestion here is to tap in to what you want to create next, okay? And, to allow the extra energy to flow into your romance sector, into your relationship. If you don't have a relationship, into your own pleasure, into what you desire. What are you wanting? How do you want to be feeling? Sagittarius, a personal matter is really coming to be looked at fully, right? It's coming forward to be looked at. So the lunar eclipse is activating the fourth house of home, family, the past, your ancestors, your home as in the home you grew up in, but also your home now as an adult. Do you need to reorganize, to move, to shift, to cleanse the space? There's going to be some big shift happening for you in terms of family or family members. It may not be for you, but for them, which impacts you in some way. So really take a moment to meditate on what are some of the self-sabotaging ways or the self-sabotage habits that you may have when it comes to patterns of family, patterns of the past, you know? Maybe you're staying in a lot in your home body when you really actually like to go out dancing. So that's what I'm talking about. What are some patterns that you may have fallen into just because your mother did it or your family did it? Capricorn, okay. Conversations are headed your way. It's traveling through your third house of communication, information, learning, rituals, and surroundings, right? So you're going to learn about something. The eclipse season is bringing in information that you're going to need. You may make the decision to go back to school. You may change up, you may pick up a divination practice. You may decide to start blogging, vlogging, a podcast, something about communicating with the world. You've been brewing a lot within your heart, within your soul. Let it out. It's time to expand your mind. My suggestion for you is to sign up for a class. I know you love classes that are very practical. Sign up for a class that helps you tap into your creativity and your communication, okay? Aquarius, you're tempted to do so much because the eclipse is hitting your second house of finances, okay? Resources. Also, self-love, self-value. But this eclipse is going to remind you to just live your life. It's not about overworking. It's not about where you're squirreling away your money or how you're investing it. It's also just love yourself by having a really good time, right? Because jobs and contracts and all that are always going to be coming your way, but life comes and goes. So take a moment and just value yourself and just trust that your finances will be okay and just live your life. And that's what, like, the advice here is like, we know maybe splurge on a massage for yourself, but also trust that life is taking care of you because you are really smart, you're working hard, and life is taking care of you. You don't have to take care of everything. You're overthinking it. Pisces, okay. You're going to be going through so many cambios, so many changes. The lunar eclipse is hitting your first house of self, of identity, new beginnings, personal goals, how people see you, right? Your image, your personal image. So is it a haircut? Is it a change of style? Is it you're going to self-express through something else, you know? This is deep in your feelings, in your soul, in your heart. It's a chance to reinvent yourself. And reinvention requires that we also face our fears, to forgive ourselves for the past, and that's for all the signs, and to allow ourselves to be who we are today, embracing our magic, embracing our mistakes as lessons, and loving ourselves, right? The advice here is, do something good for yourself. Do something, even if it's just taking a walk on the beach by yourself, do something for yourself where you honor how far you've come, how much you've survived, and then allow yourself to dream dreams that have real legs. And what do I mean by that? Pisces can sometimes focus in on, oh my God, this is my soulmate, and now I'm going to work with them to make it all better and amazing. But we can't change people. But if we do, and if we do tap into our own dreams, right? And less focus on other people and making dreams with soulmates, but more like, what is my inner dream? Dreams with legs, that's what I call them. Dreams that are possible because they only require that you focus in on yourself rather than trying to make the family that you want or the relationship, like trying to change people around you. Rather, you just have to handle yourself and how you dedicate yourself to your dreams. So just prepare, Pisces, because a lot of cambios are coming. It's a time to reinvent yourself. If you thought you were too old, or you didn't have enough money or enough training or enough education or whatever, enoughness, know that you already carry universes, deep cosmos of magic within you, and it's your time. And so, everyone, I hope that this has helped. I hope that this is supported. I took some notes, so bear with me with if I repeat it a little bit, but know that this is an important time that we're in, that the eclipses are really bringing in change and shifting if we allow them to. And that the most important thing is for us to look at during this time where our Virgo is, where our Pisces is, and to see how we can tap into our dreams, face the reality, face the truths of what we're dealing with, and then create some routines that support us, not super demanding routines that throw us into overdrive or overstress or burnout, but routines that are simple and can just feed us and nurture us into our becoming. Sending you all so much love. If you think you'd like a reading, an astrology reading, reach out to me. If you're looking for a soul records reading, there's also a link right there. I do hypnosis, past life regression, ancestral healing work, and I have been online 12 years full-time supporting myself, and I love to coach people in building their businesses online. Sending you all so much love. Mucho, mucho amor para todos. Gracias.